Saints OTAs wrap up today. Cajun Cannon, we got to see a lot of quarterback play over those three practices that we were get to witness. Next week is mandatory minicamp, but early impressions for you from those three sessions between Tyler Shuck. We didn't get to see Jay Kaner, but Spencer Rattler, and we got a little bit of Hunter Deckers today as well.
Yeah, it's going to be the same thing in the minicamp. 3 straight days of really 7-on-7 pass skeleton, and it's pretty tight. But I mean, how you really going to evaluate until they're going to rev it up in training camp, competition, team periods. But I think so. The practice we witnessed, Spencer Rattler. I mean, he looks like he's very comfortable competing for the starting job. You look at Tyler Shuck. I think he's willing to take advantage of his opportunity. Today they worked on the red zone,
Right.
like 20-yard line on end, touchdown. Juwan Johnson, I know we've said this in the past, he's been all-Metairie or whatever, outstanding in training camp because we'll say, well, use him for fantasy football. I think he's got an outstanding season. And he might have an outstanding month, but can he have a complete season?
Right.
I think he'll benefit playing under Coach Kellen Moore's offense. So he had a touchdown pass today. I actually was going to be playing today. Jeff and I was talking about this in the red zone. It was like a sail route. I want to say like 12 yards. That was a crisp touchdown, and it was from Spencer Rattler, if I'm correct on that. And then, but the play today was definitely this is a tight throw, like plus 17 yards. This is from Spencer Rattler to Chris Olave in the seam, a plus 17-yard touchdown. That was pretty. But you have to do that a number of times. I thought probably the defensive play of the day, and whenever you have a chance to get an interception, you got intercepted to hit your hands, was a drop pick by Isaac Gadum. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Travion Fullerin. How would you say that, Steve? He broke up from Middle Tennessee State. He looks the part. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Look, how do you? Fluellen. Mr. Fluellen. Well, he bats the ball up and then he hits Isaac Gadum in the chest and he dropped it. Bub Means was targeted at that point. So you had defensive plays, and we haven't seen too many of these on the 7-on-7. Isaac Gadum early in practice had a nice, a good pass defense. Looking at his reaction, Jordan Howland. I've been on Jordan Howland ever since all the safeties ran into each other. And I looked over and over again with Honey Badger and all that Eagles game, where he came up with a good pass defense on Cedric Wilson. Shuck was throwing to Cedric Wilson, and it would have been a great catch, but he wouldn't have had both his feet down. But overall, it was kind of what we expected. The guys who you think are going to be the playmakers, like the Chris Olaves, Juwan Johnson, they are stepping up. I'd want to see a little bit more from the secondary.
Yeah.
But when you're doing 7-on-7, the offense should win. I mean,
speaking of that secondary, though, what have you seen from a guy like Alontae Taylor going into this season as a new star role?
Well, a lot of times, if you're not taking notes on him because the quarterback's not throwing against him, avoiding him and deciding to pick on another defensive player. But again, 7-on-7, I mean, you should be an 80% passer without a pass rush. And so I expect the offense to win like they have been. And that's why I even brought up today with Coach Kellen Moore that until we start in training camp and all that, I don't know how we're going to play against the run. I know it wasn't good last year when you're giving up 5 yards of run and you won before last. So in personnel, we got Sean all, or the new scheme. Are they going to be able to stop the run? I would say that's as much as a concern. Everybody, the quarterback. To give the young quarterbacks a chance, our defense, we can't be one before last stopping the run. And I'm still concerned with the pass rush that's going to dictate our coverage. Because, the best pass coverage is always a pass rush. So that kind of concerns me. That's more the beginning of August. And I'll be looking at when, they're going to ease into it, they say. And then you're going to have the pads on. And how dominant, how's the defense is looking. If the offense, you want it to be 50-50 in theory. But I'd expect the offense to win now because it's 7-on-7. But if I see team drills and the offense is winning a lot, I don't think that's good for the team. We need our defense to kind of turn and get that swag. And Alante Taylor is one of those players that have that swag, along with DeMario Davis, Cam Jordan, all to lead the team.
Next week, Cajun Cannon, the fans will be out there with practice with us. So looking forward to seeing more of that. You can hear for more Bobby's practice notes on Sports Talk tonight, 4 to 8. Tune into that. Cajun Cannon.
All right.
That Nation.
Who dat? Who dat?